Sarah Sanders, welcome to Meet the Press.
Thank you. It's great to be with you.
Before I begin with some of that domestic political back and forth, I want to start with something that's on the minds, I think, of a lot of Japanese, and that is the ballistic missile tests of the North Koreans. Does the president agree with the Prime Minister of Japan and his own national security advisor that North Korea has violated a UN resolution with these tests?
Look, the president's focus in all of this process is on continuing the very good relationship that he has with Chairman Kim, and he feels good that the chairman will stay firm with the commitment that he made to the president and move towards denuclearization. That's our focus. That's going to continue to be our focus. Some of the activity that's taken place, as you can see from the president's Twitter, isn't something that's bothering the president. He still feels good about the relationship that he has and about Chairman Kim's commitment that he made to the president.
So the president has no qualms about not enforcing a UN resolution. If you don't enforce it, what's the point of it?
Once again, Chuck, the president's focus in this process is on continuing to move towards total denuclearization of the peninsula. We know that the activities at no point that took place over the last several weeks have been a threat to the United States or our allies, and we're going to continue pushing forward to the ultimate goal, and that's denuclearization of the peninsula. And the president still feels comfortable and confident in the relationship that he has with Chairman Kim, and that he's going to stay true to the commitment that he made to the president.
Well, you referred to his Twitter feed. I do want to put it up, and he did downplay it. North Korea fired off some small weapons, which disturbed some of my people and others, but not me. I have confidence that Chairman Kim will keep his promise to me. And then also smiled when he called Swamp Man Joe Biden a low IQ individual, and worse, perhaps that's sending me a signal. Can you explain why Americans should not be concerned that the President of the United States is essentially siding with a murderous authoritarian dictator over a former vice president of the United States?
Chuck, the president's not siding with that, but I think they agree in their assessment of former Vice President Joe Biden. Again, the president's focus in this process is the relationship he has and making sure we continue on the path towards denuclearization. That's what he wants to see, and that's certainly what the people in this region want to see, and are hopeful that the president is right and that relationship will be what helps move us further down that path.
The President of the United States takes the North Korean dictator's word about Joe Biden. What happened to speaking with one voice in American foreign policy? Is the president not setting up, trying to have world leaders sort of pick which political party they should side with? I don't understand what message the president is sending here.
The president doesn't need somebody else to give him an assessment of Joe Biden. He's given his own assessment a number of times. I think you've seen it. I'm sure you've covered it on your program. The president watched him and his administration with President Obama fail for 8 years. He's come in 2.5. He's cleaned up a lot of the messes that were left behind. We shouldn't even be in the position that we're in to have to deal with North Korea at the level we are if they had done their job in the first place. And that we're seeing in moment after moment and relationship after relationship, that the previous administration did nothing. They failed with Iran. They failed with North Korea. They failed on trade. And we finally have a president that's being tough with these countries. We've put tougher sanctions on North Korea than the Obama administration ever did. But at the same time, the president wants to develop that relationship, and he wants to actually get something done. He doesn't want to just talk in pretty rhetoric. He's been tough on China for the very first time ever. China is sitting down at the table and negotiating for better deals on trade. For the very first time, we're seeing Iran's economy crumbling. Nobody's been tougher on Russia than this president. I think if anybody needs help with an assessment, it's Joe Biden, and whether or not he should be trying to get an upgrade when he failed to do the job in the number 2 slot.
I'm trying to understand how your North Korea policy is a success if he's still launching missiles. I mean, I understand that you guys have had summits, but nothing's come of it. If anything, he's now doing missile tests again. So we're right back where we began.
It's not true to say nothing's come of it. There have been steps that have moved us towards, for a strong, significant period of time. There was no missile testing. We got hostages back home to the United States and remains of American war heroes. I don't know how you could say that that's nothing, but to me, that is certainly something, and I know it's something to the families of those individuals those people came back home. And this is a president who's actually made those things happen. Once again, he should never have been in this position in the first place. This is because of the failure of the administrations that came before him that never dealt with it to begin with.
I want to ask you about the decision to give the Attorney General